So here's a quick video on how we can start to capture Gatsby activities on Kloodle. And I am logged in as a teacher at the moment, and I have navigated to my table of Gatsby activities. And I do this by the top menu here. There is a section called Gatsby. If you click on that, and then you can click on activities, it's not going to reload the page, but that brings you to this screen, which is a table of all the activities you've set up for the school or college, and they're all here. To create a new one, what we're going to do is we go to create, which is at the top of the table here, click create, and we're going to say for our first example that we have attended an employer talk. So let's say Acme Inc. employer talk, which is good. We can give the post an image, so we might want to put the logo of the company on this image here. So say Barclays, let's use that. In fact, let's change it to a Barclays employer talk. Barclays employer talk. We can select a category. So if we want to, I'm going to select Gatsby for this one, but there are a whole host of other different drop-down categories that you can use. These are set up globally in your school or college's admin panel. If I'm going to produce another video on how to do that shortly, so watch this space and I can send you that as well. Select age group, not going to do that. Which groups are we creating this for? So we can set this activity to a particular tag, so whichever one it might be, but I'm not going to do that either. I'm just going to leave that so that the whole school has attended this particular activity. Give it a description, a Barclays employee came in to give a talk. I'm not going to go into any more detail, but obviously you can go to town on that if you want to add more detail to what actually went on. I can add media to my description, so if I click add media, I can add a video, a document, or an image. So it might be that you've got a video of the event or that you want to include, or a photo that you want to include, or you can add some documents as well, but I'm not going to do that as well. And then go across here. Do we want to create a to-do? We're just going to add the learners to this award here, and then click. And the last question is, upon creation, how should this award appear to users? So as complete on the profile marks the award complete for all the users that are covered by this section here. So which groups? So if we'd have selected a group here, that would mark as complete for all the people in those particular groups. If I leave blank, it will mark it as complete for all the students there. Awaiting them to upload work, that is if we've created a to-do, so we can create challenges here against our award, but I'm not going to do that. Or listed in the index for users to interact with themselves. That means that users can find it themselves. We're not going to do anything with it. So at this point, I'm going to say that all my students attended this particular talk, so I'm going to mark as complete on their profile. And then click publish. And that's done. Next step is to add benchmarks. So I'm going to click add benchmarks, and this is encounter with employers and employees. Is there anything else that it links to? No, we're going to leave it at that. So once we've clicked that, you'll see in the Gatsby benchmark section that I saved that there. So that's good. And now I'm going to go across to all learners. Click on select all, and then click actions, and then add to selected, and click continue. And what that does is it starts to award in the background this award to all the learners. So if I click refresh to check, it will have done all of them now. So there you go. So that's all my learners added to that particular award. I can go and check that in the analytics section. So all my 10 learners have been added, and go back to all learners and see that. So that's brilliant. So that essentially is how you can quickly and easily create a Gatsby activity on Kloodle and then add learners to that particular activity. You've got a record of that. We can also then go back into our analytics and activities. If we click on activities, our Barclays employer talk is up there, hitting benchmark 5, which is brilliant. And then we can look in at our analytics, and we can see all the number of staff created activities that are hitting each different benchmark. So benchmark 5, encounters with employers or employees, is that green wedge there. So we've created 3 of those particular activities. The number of participants, so encounters with employers or employees, are represented by that graph there. And then if we move further down, the number of posts for each benchmark, This is if we start to get learners to create evidence against or reflections against each of our particular posts. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but I will do that in another one coming up. Also, if we go into our Gatsby drop down, we can click on learner data, and this then provides the learner data for everybody in the college as to which benchmark they've participated in. So Jason Fairclough has not done benchmark 1, 2, or 3, but he's done 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And obviously, in that last activity, what we did was we marked everyone's complete in that particular activity, which was a benchmark 5 activity. So scrolling down, we can see that all learners have participated in a benchmark 5 activity. So this gives us a great indicator of where we can sort of hone our offerings or create particular activities for which benchmarks to hit. You can actually drill down into this as well, and across at the tags here, which is something that we create on setup, you can select a tag, and then all the students who are in that particular tag then get outputted here. But that's for filtering purposes. So that essentially is it. That's how we quickly and easily create Gatsby activities and monitor that particular type of activities. If you've got any questions, as always, use the green speech bubble at the bottom. That gets directly in touch with the Kloodle office, and we can help you with your query. If you've got any particular activities that you'd like to set up and you're not entirely sure how to get started, use this green button as well, and we'll do our best to help you. Thank you.